Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Because of the fact that this broadcast is being beamed worldwide, and because of the fact that some sign are morning now, some sign are midnight, some sign are afternoon like we. So we normally would say good morning, good evening, good afternoon to anybody, depending on which side you day. So today, na May 26, 2024. So with a country owner from the United States, Canada, and Norway. And so my co-host today, Mr. Jamboria, and I know where he reside. And this show technically is coming to owner from Canada because that's where the producer is. And then, of course, I'm coming from the United States, the great state of North Carolina. So welcome, everyone. My apology for us starting late today, almost an hour late. We will normally try to start around 3:30, but there was a lot of arranging and rearranging for do, so it took us much longer, but then can say better late than never. So at least we are on the roll now. So today we'll get continuation of the trending topics in Australian, the most important of which in terms of just popularity, now that of the incident with the lawyers, them, Kenema, okay, and the outskirts of Kenema, because the incident take place both in Kenema and outside Kenema. We will analyze a little bit. Then there are some concerns also. We want to touch on the Tripartite agreement, what we understand say for end around the 19th of June this year. We want to know how far they no go and what good will it do. Well, we will state our opinion. What good will it do if Sierra Leone will benefit anything out of that? So because of that, we want to touch on that. And then the massive women's demonstration at Kenema on the eve of this lawyer event na the very Kenema. So we want to touch on that. And it took place on a Sunday. How it take place and the appropriateness or the propriety of that happening on a Sunday in broad daylight. That are massive demonstration there. And so now, say for we are being carried on several medium. Because of that, we're there on Facebook, we're there on WhatsApp, we're there on Instagram, so we're there on YouTube. So with all of that going, in addition to radio broadcasting, sometimes it's good for remind we listeners them of the various avenues or contact they can use for reach we. Also, let me remind we callers them, we audience, that this is an interactive show. It's a live show. So people can call in, ask questions, make suggestions, make comments, and get instantaneous answers. So to start with, let me just mention, then I go pass on over to Mr. Jamboria. Say, if I try for reach we, when I know some of when I already listen to, when I know the various numbers then. If you call from Mexico, you call from the United States, you call from Canada, you only get one number, what we normally will refer to as toll-free number, meaning a number where you don't get for pay for the long distance call. Now 1-866-944-7722. 1-866-944-7722. If you call from the United Kingdom, now plus the sign plus 44 20 80 89 1455. Again, plus 44 20 80 89 1455. If you call from Australia, likewise, it will be plus 61 2909 84337. Plus 61 2909 84337. If you are calling on the WhatsApp line, which is universally applicable, no matter which part you're in the world, you can be able to call on WhatsApp, free of charge, and be able to reach we as long as there are no other ones on hold, which might sometimes lead to a busy signal. The WhatsApp number is 1-343-997-5828. 1-343-997-5828. We also get the radio station in Freetown, 91.9 FM. You can tune into, and you can catch we also. The radio station in Freetown, 91.9 FM. We also advise Felekuna download the VOS television mobile app. Then you can also, and you can download them by going to the Google App Store or the Apple App Store, and you can be able to download the VOS television mobile app. For right now, let me just give you now what the topic will be, then I will turn it over to me co-host. Then my co-host will turn it over back to me. The topic for today is just going to be part 2 of what we touched on the last time when I did the Bar Association, then confusion, commotion, uproar, whatever you want for caller, will take place in a Kenema a little bit over a week ago, where then we go for all the elections for appointment of the Bar Association president, will lead to something else. Then we want to touch on the Tripartite agreement, and then the constitutional issues them in the country, where if we try for the country to go in the right direction, if we are interested in the country going in the right direction, we definitely will need to address constitutional issues and loopholes. So with that said, let me pass on over to Mr. Jamboria, who needs no introduction, who has always been helpful and who has always on a moment's notice can come and join we and try for share and spread the information as well as knowledge to the rest of our audience. So Mr. Jamboria, to you, sir. Yeah, you're on mute. You're on mute.
Sorry.
No problem.
Fambul, una good morning, una good evening, una good afternoon. I've been there yesterday with Matilda and I get for come back today. Not because I like una they see me face, this old face here. Now because some of we concerned with what in the go on a salon. Our country is a broken nation. And some of we not go sit down, we keep quiet, let we country sink further than this. What's in the happen at Sierra Leone? You go look like Mutoka, where in central bearing don't broke. First and then Lord, where the central bearing don't broke, where the Wakai bend at the road. And then Lord, they cause a lot of accidents. You can look again if you get the technical background, like a computer. A computer, you get a motherboard, you get a memory chip, then you get a hard disk. Any one pan them parts, then they will not they function well. That computer not they work fine. This is Sierra Leone that we have. And one thing I want to make clear to the audience where they listen to we, whatever is happening in Sierra Leone today is not an accident. What the accident in Sierra Leone is, we don't learn from our mistakes. Good man, they are like, from independence, the country not come, this, that. Whatever is happening today has been in progression before even 1961. As a matter of fact, if we can pinpoint when that problem they start, we go pinpoint them to 1924, when the Ransford-Slater Constitution was put into force, where they introduced political practice. I refuse to call it democracy. There has never been democracy in Sierra Leone. And it will take a long time for me to be democratic. And because we undemocratic, now I make a lot of things that go wrong with new governance system. Not all we laws then wrong, not all we constitution wrong. The fact is we don't think democratic. We are autocrats, we are bullies. They use impunity on each other. When you get such a situation, with the finest law, the man will get the upper hand, he can turn them the way we want them. Especially if you get people that they support them because they feel it's their turn to do what they have to do. One word, it's our turn, it's our turn, it's our turn. I always emphasize them when I come on social media, say, the words we use, they determine how we think, and they determine the outcomes so they get in life. It's our turn. Then the other word, the opposition. Examine those words, then you will see a state of impunity. And where there is impunity, there is no democracy. If we're not being able to see this, and maybe some of us being the talk or not being the put on this direct, say this is not right for us, what we are doing to ourselves. Some of us have been saying it. Then they say, oh, no, talk boy get. Today, we don't reach to the level where the last resort, those who should maintain the highest ethical standards, they have been caught up in the mess. So we have a legal landscape in crisis. The legal landscape should be the ethical guides of the country. Whether they talk about rule of law, people them not understand what they mean. Because we've never demanded or lived or even experienced a society where there is social justice, where there is ethical standards, or where there is moral considerations, where they will say, do unto others as you want done unto you. It has always been the Babu platform. God for we all man for himself. So here we are today. We go come for discuss. We see, we hear, and let we go forward. Because some of these programs, we know they care for can't talk no more. I don't come here to talk. I don't come here to seek recognition. I come here to guide the place I call my motherland. If you not listen to some of the things they say now and make sense out of them, it's fine. If you not listen, well, God be with you. Mr. Shyllon, if I reach there, I will give you back this floor, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Jamboria. So, you know, like Mr. Jamboria say, some of we, with the show we love for Salon, in many ways, than for just go and jump into politics. In fact, me to say, yeah, you have to have politicians, you have to have rulers, democracy or not, people cannot be left. A nation or a community cannot be left without a structure of leadership or governance. So, for that reason, some people, for sure, will be interested in going into politics, but for a variety of reasons. We all know, say, the vast majority. And when I talk about vast majority, I'm talking about like 99% of us. Let's speak about Sierra Leone in particular, because I know I'm for the generalized Africans and Africa, because some African countries are moving slowly in the right direction. And some of them, you see the progress and the accomplishments. I always cite Kenya. Countries like Kenya, they get far more tribes than we get. Nigeria get far more tribes than we get. We in a play cook with Epan, what we think say with 17 tribes. In fact, we've never really had a tribal issue. Now the selfish politicians, them, the short-sighted politicians, them, you know, the narcissist politicians, them, when for themselves, then look for. And the misdirected politicians, them, will not even understand what it means to go into politics. Now then they create an artificial issue of tribe and tribalism. Otherwise, I mean, you get for really pressure we into believing that we see ourselves differently. With the intermarriage, with the intermarry, you know, where they go school in a different part of the country. Like me, so what they talk to now, me a Freetown boy. But now plan I go school from elementary. Yeah, I go Christchurch and Cathedral from kindergarten to standard 1. But when I go upline in the 50s, na Kalang district, Upper Bambara Chiefdom in Penembu, I go standard 2, RC school. Then from RC school, I go Bo, Amadia Primary School. So all my education, my elementary and primary education, na upline. So I think, say, I get some basis for do some analysis. Unlike some of the brothers, them, even when I was in a government, some of them born upline, when I go school upline, when I exposure to Salon, na when I kind of power, or when I go Frabe or Multimagai. Likewise, you get a lot of brothers in the Western area, where they all go the popular schools, them, grammar school, Prince of Wales, academy, you know, collegiate, you name it. Methodist Boys High School, you know, Annie Walsh, you know, FSSG. So there are very few people in the Western area get the opportunity, because I see it as an opportunity for get education upline. So I always consider myself one of the fortunate few who had a background in the Western area, but spend most of me life or me teenage years up country, where give me the perspective, you know, the insight of understanding how would they behave and the way would they behave. So with that said, let me just say a few things. Now, as I said, as I say, we could do, we dey talk about what happened at Kenema, we then lawyers them. We then suppose for all a meeting, and the meeting was about for just go elect then head, we then call the president, the lawyer then group, then they call them group the bar. Not to bar outside to go drink, but now the name there and they then call on the bar. So the bar for meeting at Kenema. The idea was noble. For say, make we hold the bar meeting at Kenema. It's a noble idea that everything will take place in a Freetown. Now, also meet this soon in this country. When you hold them kind of a meeting in a different part of the country, you the help for improve the economy of that area there. That's one. Then you the try for expose the one day we belong to the profession, but we not get no idea of what the rest of the country looks like because they're born at the Western area, they go school in the Western area. They've had no need to go na Kenema, na Chegbema, na Kailaun, na Kono. So this is an opportunity for them too for land, the area. Now, so when they say the Bar Association, they get a meeting there, to me, living in America, it's clearly understandable and I felt it was a fantastic move. Because here's what happens. When the bar go Kenema, or when they go for all the meeting, now all the hotels or the lodging place them, then go get business. Most of the bar them, now the bar outside with the drink, outside people and go and get phone. Then go get business because you get lawyers and with the drink, will want for socialize. Okay? The lawyer then will come with other people then, the stores then go buy memorabilia na Kenema, meaning what you can call Lily Pekwepe, or then will go back na Freetown. All that they go lead to raising the economy and helping the ordinary person, the ordinary businessman. You see, this is what we want people to look at. So the businessman are treat. They are meeting before help and for sell more than they normally can sell. You know, the economy of Kenema for the 1 or 2 or 3 days where people can be there, for bring more money from Freetown to the economy of Kenema. But a lot of people them don't understand things that way. Then they look at them strictly from political party lens. Okay? So when me hear it say, now not the reason why I just named, not to the reason I make them all the meeting at Kenema. The reason was because there was a grander plan, not only for infiltrate the Bar Association politically, but for restrict the openness of the election where they go there, and it was much easier to do it in Kenema than it would have been to do it in Freetown. Because it was almost highly unlikely that that stunt today would not have been pulled in Kenema. I mean, in Freetown. It may not have even been pulled in Bo, but possibly. But Kenema seemed like the perfect place, you know, the perfect venue for pull that stunt today, because I call that a stunt. The other thing we make we keep the talk about that is the fact that the Bar Association consists of lawyers who claim to belong to a noble profession. And it's full of professionals. The people that when a lawyer are referred to generally as professionals. It's not the same as Market Women Association. It's not the same as Poda Driver Association. So I do not understand how any lawyer fail to see that difference there and allow themselves, the organization and the profession to be hijacked for the infusion of politics into a group that should be for one purpose only, the dispensation of justice. Okay? Now, for the life of me, I never could understand, and somebody need to explain to me, why are politicians interested in injecting themselves in their organizations here? I don't understand the reason. Why will politicians or politics find its way into the bar association? To me, it's like where they try to mix water and oil, or kerosene and water. They're not the mix, because you will always see the difference. And why will any lawyer, we're supposed for no better, allow that for even happen? Well, if somebody suggests that to you, you for say, no, 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 no. That is just even unimaginable. Okay? But above all, we will for demonstrate good character. Where we get a duty for show or give the utmost appearance of propriety, of your best behavior. How will we have allowed ourselves, the lawyer them again, for be mixed up by people who are not lawyers? Or again, for me, even if they get political interest, why will any politician or politics or government want to inject them? Somebody just need to explain to me, why is it so necessary? If this is not, the thing about Sierra Leone, when are we going to start building institutions, political institutions? Will they destroy the civil service? Will they destroy the level of education or educational structure? Will they give away all our mineral resources to the Chinese, to big company them, all because then the pool will lead us then to decide and rub them palm? We not to look at the broader picture. So when are we going to start looking at things from a constructive national standpoint? I mean, there is so much to talk about this situation. Now, here is my, so there are two organizations, I understand, say, would have put out a statement of the lawyers then.
Mr. Shyllon,
yes.
I want to come in before they go to the organizations. You've raised
Okay,
a number of concerns where we need for address.
Okay.
Because we cannot be using the same method that caused the problem to solve the problem. You see, in my opening statements, I spoke about the problem of Sierra Leone starting way back in 1924. There is a material on that way I go want to not care for, because Sierra Leoneans don't care to find out. That's why we don't make progress. We wait for talk rumor. We wait for talk events. There is a book written by a Zimbabwean with titled Colonization, Class Formation and Underdevelopment in Sierra Leone. He did it as a research paper for a master's degree. Later, it built up into a book. That book I've read over and over. The divide and rule policy we would always talk about, not only the British introduced them na salon. Now, part of we social psychology. The word Sierra Leone only exists as a map to most people. It doesn't exist as a social group. A social group is a set of people carrying a common identity. Everybody they all mean a Sierra Leonean, but the Sierra Leonean begins and ends with the book called The Passport. The social thinking, the way they think, is not Sierra Leonean because we've never had any process of mind influence. I don't want to talk about education because we don't have education in Sierra Leone. Law begin face them facts here. What you get now a British made tailored system for put we through a process. We get titles, we can work for the rest of our life if we're able to thief. That's why innovation is low in our country. But I don't want to deviate from the point where they discuss. In 1924, they introduced what they call Westminster politics into the protectorate. As a matter of fact, the whole process started in 1906 when a school was established. It's the first time the government, the colonial government, started taking part in education. Before 1906, education was privatized. It was the missions that ran education. And that's now another issue we will discuss at another time. Because that self gets an influence on the way we bond as a people. You talk about good schools, not too good schools, but all the teachers that teach in these schools are trained by the same institutions. So how can one school be good, the other not good? It's the way we think that is our problem. And not thinking, not a British man introduce unto we. The British man take advantage of how we think and tailor a system for control we. When we get independence, we not sit down, we look, say, let's change this thing so that we are able to live together. As a matter of fact, up till this date, how many of us know that what we call Sierra Leone, what we call Guinea, what we call Liberia, and part of La Côte d'Ivoire was under one rulership from around the 16th century up to the time the British came, what they call Koya Kingdom. How many of us know that fact? We don't, because we don't find out. The education, what they give we, he they go school, he learn ABC, he learn times table, he learn this, he learn science. After that, he go university, he done, he come, he expect for go. And for some people, the day they graduate, that's the end of their reading life. If you don't go in search of knowledge, you deteriorate. You deteriorate. Going in search of knowledge is part of the reason we exist in this life. When you deteriorate, what's in the happen? The motor car in Central Bolt, they broke. He lost bearing, then he begin cause accident. That's what we are now. But they take this part. And they take this part because you raise certain questions. Why is it that everything in Sierra Leone is now politicized? I will tell you. And I want you to go and find out. When the Ransford-Slater Constitution was introduced that established the Protectorate Assembly, as a follow-up to the segregational system we then go introduce, we then say the open school for sons and wards of chiefs, the assembly became a segregated institution. It was tailored to bring chiefs into it. Anybody will not come up from a ruling house, wait them for electing to the assembly, he therefore go there on behalf of a chief or through the liking of a chief. So we had a proxy politics. Who don't know you? That's proxy politics. And that proxy politics now don't develop so now we don't politicize everything. And the politicization of everything did not happen overnight. I will say this without reservation. I attended the University of Sierra Leone. from 1975 up to 1979. One of the first time I experienced tribalism was at the university. As you say about your background, I grew up attending primary school at Songokoya. Then I came to Freetown to attend secondary school. But because of the job where me people them be they do it, them be they work na the health service, then me they woke up line, me they Freetown, they go school. As a matter of fact, I not live with me parents them until after I done school. So every holiday, I been they go. If then they work in a bond, I go there. If we work Pujang, I go there. If you work Cambia, I go there. I spend that long holiday. So I virtually know Sierra Leone and I have friends in all those places. I know the different characters of people within different sectors of Sierra Leone. This politics of proxy, where they introduce, where the intellectuals not able to solve, they took it to the tertiary institutions. The institutions where they cause the greatest damage to Sierra Leone are the tertiary institutions. Because when people go there, that's when they become highly politicized. When I went to Jala, I get Western Area Student Association, Northern Student Association, Kenema Student. These are all the things that are politicized in society. The segmentation of the social thoughts. In later, it can't turn, even before we left Jala, even before I left Jala 1979, the issue of APC SLPP became a prominent issue. I was at Jala when somebody made a statement that if they're not going to Bush, APC, they're not going to come on power. And it happened in 1991. It happened. What is happening in Sierra Leone is not an accident. And if we're not careful, it will lead we to a situation way worse than what happened in Rwanda. It's time we begin to hear ourselves, listen to ourselves. Sierra Leone is going down the drains. The last hope, the people them we for uphold the ethics and morals of society. The people them we say now them for advice on how to conduct yourself in a society. Now they have been highly politicized. What next? If we want to address the problems in Sierra Leone, let us stop looking at the events and look at the root. And I'll tell you one thing. Today, the SLPP is in power. We'll cast all the blames on them for what is happening. But I don't see anybody with the capacity to turn things around. So change the SLPP, bring other people, the same beat goes on. That no means say them for day forever. It don't mean so. But if Sierra Leoneans want to see a new Sierra Leone, we'll get for sit down and ask ourselves, what is it that we believe in? What is it that we are doing that is taking us apart? Especially with the fact that there are indications, there are roadmaps, there are signposts for tell we say we all know one people living in one country. That slogan that was brought up by Creoman, Eteldre Jones. We're changing him from Eteldre Jones to Lamina Sanko. He joined the Sierra Leone People's Party as a minority Creoman because he saw that things were not bonding in the country. And they would not reach so today. Whatever is happening in Sierra Leone is not an accident. It's a design of lack of the willpower of the people of Sierra Leone to see change happen. It's a design of the inability of the people of Sierra Leone to use their minds to create the conditions for them to have a good life. That's why we have the mentality of dependency. Now everybody they are about American ambassador, international community. For God's sake, we can solve our problems. We can solve our problems. We only have to think straight in Sierra Leone. And we get some funny ideas because we have been brought up in a segmented, compartmentalized manner of thinking. We get funny ideas. And then funny ideas, then it is showing we in three cases. When the Sierra Leonean gets very educated, he becomes so egoistic that it misbehaves, but you don't know. When the Sierra Leonean gets money, the same thing happens. When he gets power, it's worse. The problem is not politics. The problem is ethical. It's a socio-psychological malaise. I make a use yesterday in that talk with Matilda say, let we look at the computer. Use them as an illustration for measure the mind of man according to Sigismund Freud. You get the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious mind. When the unconscious mind is not working, we can relate to the motherboard of a computer, then nothing works. Nothing. Association, then crisis. So issue for be a crisis. Now issue for be a joyful occasion, we then for go sit down and talk. But this mentality of me versus them, I'm better than you. We have power, we have money. And lead we to this. Whatever we say or do in Sierra Leone today, it's time we begin to ask those relevant questions. How can we sit together to build a framework, a roadmap that will allow us to think as one people, one country? And here we have a president saying the opposite of that. We get bullets. If you get bullets, keep your bullets. If problem the way people they want to take bullets, ask, why is it that some people are dissatisfied? What is it in society that is not working that makes people dissatisfied? But this mentality of now we turn opposition, and now they allow we for think the way they are. So this is the root. I've given you the root. And now discuss around that. Using all what in people learn, say whether they make press release, whether they make a media release. Now we don't turn a nation of talkers. We talk all the time and nothing happens. One thing Sierra Leoneans should begin to understand, when you talk too much, you stop for think. People and then on social media every day they talk. They don't think. It's time we begin to use the sound of silence in Sierra Leone. Every morning, everybody spend 30 minutes keeping quiet, meditating, asking those pertinent questions. You begin to see the answers come. And if each individual find a way to begin to find the answers of our socio-psychological crisis, believe say soon and very soon we will begin make peace and live together. But otherwise, we can be talking these events every month, every day. They will continue to happen. Especially so when you have a set of people now at the top of society without the relevant psychology to act properly, without the relevant emotional intelligence to act properly, then what applies? There is a saying that money and power does not change a person. It only projects the character of the person. And it's exactly what is happening in Sierra Leone. If you're not being baboon, you get money. You are still a baboon and maybe you'll be a worse baboon. If you're not being gentle, man, you get money, you'll be more gentle. So in summary, this is what I have to say so that we go now for examine what the other people then say about this incident. And before I end, I go say shame on all the lawyers in Sierra Leone. Shame on them, because they are supposed to be the torch bearers of ethics in the society. If they allow themselves to be politicized and for deteriorate to the level where they reach, shame on them. Now, therefore, they not them back with the prisoners, then for they not treat. I'm going and they for now, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jamboria, and please feel free at any moment for interrupt me and inject your ideas then, because your ideas are always welcome. But let me also let the audience know that the lines are open. Please feel free to call anytime, and so we can deal with it, because otherwise, me and Mr. Jamboria get a lot for say. We could talk all through the 2 hour way we do the show. But we want to get people an idea, because we say this show, and particularly the VOS in particular, is geared towards having the views of others. It doesn't matter what you believe. We only get one criterion, and that is just be respectful to callers and the host. Likewise, we will be respectful to you too. Other than that, please feel free to call. So, having said that, let me just take a call before I proceed. Hello, caller. Oh, seems like we get a problem call. Hello, caller.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, please tell us how you call from, and go ahead.
Call from Maryland, USA.
Welcome.
Yeah,
Go ahead, sir.
yeah, yeah,
State your
Mr.
position.
I'm so happy for come back and listen you on this your program today. I'm happy for listening your program today. Now
Thank you
one
so
thing
much. I appreciate that.
now one thing that bother me, we are the legal man. So I want to ask these questions. The question is, with all these things where they go on, when they accuse BOC, well, not to accuse, where this election all gets plenty problems. And if we come to a matter of point, or this, that, so forth, they say, hello? Hello?
Yeah, we listen. We hear you. Go ahead.
So if in term done, and other, other, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Go ahead. We are listening.
yes. So if in term done, if other government come, where other government come is any way the other government go investigate the results of the election and see if they find out say truly, win the election. What you go happen? Because for simple reason is this, and we so much confused because when this man then go done, we dey get certain alarm benefit them, we dey get benefit for go. So when you can find out later, win the election, we go withdraw that benefit in Nayan because for simple reasons, it look to me. You are a legal man. I don't know if any provision in there for that. You see, if provision for there for that. This is the problems. I know this the worry me. See, so I don't know. And look what I think would bother me again. The vice president, what they call himself Jerry Coco, we be the one with Samoa. Me understand still now, he take the chief minister, can go now full and must. they go make apology. So, where officer when a lawyer at this time, wait for restraining himself of not connecting himself with the chief minister, because the chief minister don't assault. He assault the Muslim and the Christian. So this is the thing with the bother me. Even a lawyer don't know, he don't know that. You know, they act very funny way. Very, very funny way. At this time, we for restrain yourself from the thing and the. There's the problems. Tell them, look what in the president is that they talk. If they come with bullet, he say go deal with, he say go ready with bullet. It's the only thing the way they go on. The place look confused now. They confused now. They really confused. So we don't know. There's the problems. There's the problems. Why the vice president of Bureau government not take their chief minister there for go make apology? Why not him? You don't know. He can't restrain himself. I don't know. So Namio comment that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for calling. And your points are well taken. Now, with respect to your first question, before I go into anything else, you see, that question, they not necessarily pertain to a legal answer. The answer to that is what you would call common sense approach to governance. Because the hypothetical you give, you say, if after President Bio in term is over, it is found much later that you not ever win the election, but then it in retirement, whether you will lose the benefits. I think, to me, now a common sense answer. For the good of the country, my answer would be no. If I were president, that would not even be my primary concern. My primary concern now for stop the bleeding and deal with the situation as it is before you get to the situation as you would like for it to be. So, because when you go back, you begin discontinue the benefits of a former president, what we don't all agree for, say, in the interest of peace, unity, progress. This is what this person forget. The moment we begin to interfere with that, we destroy the system. So we have to be very careful. So my recommendation will have been that trend that all left, this talk about President Bio win and no win, that trend that all left the station long time, since June 23rd or whenever that election did take place. So it's wishful thinking to begin to think about re-election and all this stuff. It's not a practical approach. You know, what we should be focused on now, this tripartite where we all the hurry, APC want for done, for let the APC in particular, they want for this tripartite signed tomorrow. Why? Tripartite is not going to deal with the fundamental flaws, the fundamental problem of Sierra Leone constitutionally, economically. That's what we should be talking about. If when I feel say President Biono win election, he use power, he take him, tripartite for deal with how do we prevent that in the future? Not to how to go after the president. How do we make sure say that not happen again? How do we improve the electoral process? How do we appoint the mechanism in appointing people with integrity? And that word, the integrity, is lost in Sierra Leone. We intellectuals they don't know that meaning. I think it'll take years, maybe all throughout in college education, then they hear the word integrity because it's almost non-existent in Sierra Leone. You see, integrity is lacking. There is a saying, you ever think carefully, with integrity, nothing else matters. Without integrity, nothing else matters. Just think about that. If you get integrity, everything will fall in place. But if you don't get them, nothing else matters because nothing will fall in place. You see, integrity is lacking now with social consciousness. People who hold high position of influence lack integrity. They're not even thinking a part of the MO that one day. Going now to this bad situation. You get
If I
someone with
can
a
come
post.
in quick, sir.
Okay, yes, sir. Like I said, interrupt me anytime. Go ahead.
This integrity we are talking about, did we ever have integrity in Sierra Leone? Do we understand what integrity is? If I can give a synopsis taken from my experience working in Sierra Leone from 1979 up to 1998. Integrity to the Sierra Leonean means when you wear fine clothes, you get fine motorcar, you get bigos. The socio-psychological side of integrity for say, I get for conduct myself in a way where people then go look at me say, he is a better example. We not ever get them in Sierra Leone. Now, one of the things we destroy with society. Integrity meant status to the Sierra Leonean, not character. And even today, as we speak, a lot of people will go around a president where they create mayhem, then say, the big man, I ain't got the integrity. It's not integrity. We've never had these things. The first thing for begin doing a Sierra Leone for revisit with social psychology, with minds. One thing we'll get for move away from. Now the punishment mentality, revenge mentality. If we don't stop that, Sierra Leone will never be Sierra Leone. Oh, wait no more. What kind of power we go do? Yes, what you able to do? The best you can do now for continue for destroy an already destroyed situation.
Correct.
There's a lot that needs to change in Sierra Leone. I see we have a call, Alagi and Chancellor, discourage.
Okay, caller, please, who side you call from? Then we'll hear what you get to say.
Yes, this is Food Mustafa again from Leicester. Good evening.
Hello, Mr. Mustafa. Thanks for calling.
You hear me well?
Nice to hear from you.
Okay.
Come a little bit close to your set, so allow you clearly.
One minute left, just I don't know this thing. Stop me. Hello?
Yes, we hear you. The hello.
Okay. Yes. I really what Mr. Jamboria talk so for say now the universities them or the public institutions now this thing they begin. I agree with them completely. Because even me say I can college, I know we know all of these things. Until I come university, now I can face anything there. The case that I call, I talk about that division issue where I'm in a college, now that area for the first time where I come. So, like you say, this is not accidental. These are things that me, one my friend just called me once or ten. He said, "Lord, we go. If I be there fast, Now you say, Lord, we go outside, we will go. They say in initiation. I say initiation for waiting. I was so angry. And what I do back, say self, I say, you know what? I am going to move away from this thing. In fact, I will not vote again. Because me, they don't buy me mind. Me, I get a free mind from the beginning. Now but people believe in these things at that go. They believe in them. Anything will happen within that the area, that surroundings, they believe in that. And that backwardness, they believe. Now they begin. It begins right from these institutions. Now place so now university now any side which side they say elite them, the people wey dey go school. Now they go initiate them, now they go give them this backward mentality about political parties. Now they start. The tell we then overthrow Tijankaba. Believe you me, there was almost war at the university for that kind of thing. Then they accused not that students say, oh, this, that. These people, they had to run away from the campus because of that kind of that volatility we fall. So to me, like I see, now they are forced to read them group in the year. Oh, like I read, why then they call me name. Because even then so then they call me in university. So some people might think I am affiliated with them. So they will talk to me. These kind of things. So now so me I didn't in the university. So Mr. Shilo asked back, say waiting politician in the gain we then try for most of these groups. It makes their life easy now because they know they get people who they challenge them. Now it make way they don't buy the press, then buy civil society, then buy the bar association when other civil societies. These two groups, civil society and the press, and then the whole government to account. If you check, look at the AYV. AYV is a compromised entity. Look at their broadcast. Anytime where government, SLPP, but the president, the first lady, even they go broadcast the protest, the SLPP protest na United Nations. Now so they make it comfortable. So they cannot tell. If you see Amadou Lambrana, I don't know what to make. Which day una interview from the time we begin write Freetown stories. Which day you don't interview somebody get from the government. So Mr. Chillon, it makes their life easy. They don't have to. They don't get challenged. Look what happened with the two bar association president. They're not challenging no issues for the past 5 years. The last person we challenge the bar association now, Pastor Michael, now he challenged some. These people have not challenged. So they benefit because they make it easy for them for men they in office. Either they deliver or they not deliver. That is not their business. So if you look at if you look at it that way, that's the reason why politicians they want to get these things in their pocket. I read the boss. I will left on first. Thank you very
No,
much.
no, go ahead. You can make your point too. That's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'll call back.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I think I'll call so that I will get the 3 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. You're quite welcome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Let I just answer Mr. Fode Mustafa in comment, and I agree with him. I think say he get it right on point because the politicians them they try to compromise everybody. They don't want challenges. Their narrow mentality see for say now compliance is the issue. So not to the free exchange of ideas. You see,
You have
the
to be
free
a
exchange,
yes man.
yes, the free exchange of ideas is what brings out the best in us. I remember once upon a time when I was a much younger guy, I watched the fight of Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier once upon a time. And I think that was like the other fight, Muhammad Ali win. Now they say God bless George Fraser. He always brings out the best in me. What does that mean by implication? If Fraser was going into the ring, not putting a challenge and try for beat him, in the Ali not going to know how much potential himself get. Now, when he get a competition like Joe Frazier, they bring out the best in him. So we get for land from the Nchinende. It does the country, in fact, no country should ever wish that we leadership not forget opposition, that we leadership not forget people who disagree with them, that we leadership forget them way. It is dangerous for the country. We don't need them kind of leaders in there. Leaders would believe, say, because to me, it's an extreme sense of insecurity. An extreme sense, it's not only a sense of insecurity, it's an extreme sense of insecurity. Why would you want an easy opposition? Why would you want to compromise civil society? Why would you want to compromise the law? It protects all of us. It protects unborn generation. So if not just selfishness na your motivation, why would you want to compromise something where na the guardrail for we all, where they protect we? You see, so the moment when I begin forget politicians then, we then kind of a thought process then they. When I begin to understand, say, not only they are lacking in leadership capacity, they are the wrong people for the job. Because why should a leader feel so insecure as not to want somebody to disagree with him? The only reason we're going to make him feel that's insecure, now because he lacks what it takes to stand his own ground. He is lacking in self-confidence. He's lacking in ideas. He's lacking in resourcefulness. He's lacking in a whole lot of stuff. So
he lacks integrity.
Integrity without a doubt. Because for me, I don't even mention
integrity. Because integrity, that's why I asked you, do we understand what integrity is? Integrity is not your status. Integrity is about what you do and how that serves as an example for others to follow. That's integrity. A man with integrity does not have to be told to abide by the laws. A man with integrity will not do to others what they don't want them to do unto them. That's integrity. Integrity is not about you having a how do you call it, designer dress, driving a Toyota, a Mercedes, my Bache, or whatever. That's not integrity. Integrity is not shown. It is experienced. People with integrity from afar, their energies affect others. And others say, thank God I met this person. Like Muhammad Ali, that you just gave us as an example. He had integrity. The man he fought against, he praised him. He said he brought the best out of him. He saw it as a challenge of improving himself. But when people lack integrity, they become cowards. And cowards are the ones who use impunity. Where people use impunity, the word integrity does not exist. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, let me say again what I said earlier about integrity. With integrity, nothing else matters.
Yes.
Without integrity, nothing else matters. And let me break it down a little bit. If you get integrity, now you guidelines down there. Now you map road, now your sense of direction and the integrity guides you. You go easily do things the right way. You go rise above the fray. That only integrity can make you get that sense of balance there. That's why nothing else matters. Like you na allergy, you did this, you na that. Once you get integrity, you are most likely to head in the right direction. But when you not get integrity, nothing else matters. Because nothing matters to you. Principle no matter. Truth no matter. Falsehood no matter. Opportunity is all in the game in town for you. You see? So when you not get integrity, nothing else no matter. Shame no matter. Shamelessness no matter. Well, you not get them. And I deliberately say, in fact, I'm very careful in even using the word integrity because I don't see how it's applicable to a lot of we leaders then. If we have to do a popularity contest in all the outgoing governments we would organize Sierra Leone, we may not be able to get 5 to 10 people who operated with integrity. Because integrity means for rise above, for be straight, for be respected and be respectful, for get foresight. There is a lot of characteristics we go into having integrity. We don't have it. This is one of the problems and one of the flaws in our day. When you get a man with a PhD or a bachelor's degree or college educated, they tell you, say, oh, well, I'm in a world born, so I get for help him. Even if they kill somebody, even if they broke the rules, even if they broke the law. Oh, that didn't be my party, oh, that my brother, oh, not the same tribe will come out. Okay? Well, where is the integrity? When you go use deception, you know very well what you the campaign say, you know mean nothing what you say. You just see it as an opportunity for galvanize certain support for let you get in a position where you can load your pockets. And then you shamelessly, openly go do that. Because if you get integrity, why will you be a minister or a member of parliament? You not be able to bill us. All of a sudden, when you're a minister, you're a member of parliament, you bill us. Integrity is lacking because you don't care what the people and see, how the people and feel. If you get integrity, shame, respect for them people and they where you claim say you represent go make you not openly display wealth where you not be get. Where then get the intelligence for no say, now ill-gotten wealth. But when integrity is lacking, nothing matters. You know? If you get integrity, you will get conscience. You want to win election. Alpha tell you, say, kill 2 people. You go say, my God, if that's what it's going to take, I'd rather not. I don't need power that bad. But when you not get integrity, you go tell somebody, say, go catch 2, but go catch 2 picking, poor man picking them, let us sacrifice them. That's what lack of integrity can do. Integrity can push you to the extreme. Lack of integrity can put you to the extreme. And integrity can guide you from the excesses. That, as easy as that may sound, that's one of the problems now Salone. Like I say, I'm not even trying to compare Salone to other African countries them again, because we see progress in some other country. And we see deliberate action on the part of we leadership, not only for mislead, but really just left handle. Like when you ride bicycle, you left handle, they handle it, let it just to go. Because you get for show some respect for the people and way you govern. Because at the end of the day, if it wasn't the use of power, people are not that stupid. People can read between the lines. When I did law school, I used to get a professor, Professor Sampson, who used to say, even a dog know the difference between being kicked and being stumbled over. Dog know when you mistake massa for what you mean for kicker. You see, so when we leaders them, then things say people are so stupid. Then you just go ahead and say anything to the people. Okay? Oh, well, inflation, now worldwide thing. Well, we can say the same thing of everything. Malaria, now worldwide thing, or an African thing. Disease, now worldwide thing. Death, now worldwide thing. So let we just left handle, not for take care of the diseases them. Because we all get for die, so we're not for
I
make.
like kill all man.
Yeah. So you see, these are ridiculous statements. These are irresponsible statements. These are insensitive statements. You know? So you get forget regard for the people and way they rule. And not insult the intelligence to that level they for things say that then when some of them raise objection, I have been saying Sierra Leone problem, tripartite no will solve them. The best thing tripartite will have done for us now for let we inject into this tripartite agreement the restructuring or rewriting or amendment to a constitution, because there are a lot of fundamental flaws in the constitution. Now we begin to understand constitution, that's Sierra Leone. You know, so we're not even for a while we're not even understand what the constitution mean. We were all mixed up. What we draft a constitution, we mixed constitutional protections with that of statutory protections. You know, like I always can tell people, a constitution for a country, now limitations on the power of government. That's what the constitution is mostly about. The limitation on the power of government. The regulation of we conduct as individuals is done by statute, statutory law. But we don't get everything mixed up. I mean, one fundamental thing I always raise, how can you have a constitution that says you have to have what you call, I try to think of, okay, I'll get back to that. You have to have some kind of thing in 10 years. Then the parliament say a census. You have to have census every 10 years. It's in the constitution. Then we manage to find a way for say, however, with an act of parliament, the president can bypass the constitutional mandate and in your discretion, he alone can call a midterm election, and census. What kind of ridiculousness is that? Who passes that kind of law? People that want to understand what constitutional law is all about, because it should not happen. These are some of the things. So we get some serious flaws in our system. I point out the last time, say, how you go get the president to appoint the clerk of parliament? The president shouldn't even be appointing not even a dog catcher in the parliament. President don't forget nothing to do with appointment in the parliament. So the moment we begin crisscross the power like that, we don't know what we would do. The system will never work. And like electricity, once you crisscross the electrical poles, them you will never get the outcome we want. Okay? So if tripartite want help let us start off, terminate, let the president voluntarily give that power they up for appoint the clerk of court. The clerk of parliament. Because it's bad law, it's bad practice, it's bad procedure. Is our current president willing to do that? Was the outgoing president willing to do that? These are some of the challenges. These are some of the challenges we need for face. When are we going to have a president who is going to agree that, listen, I have to make a difference, we have to start somewhere. And democracy, like I can always say, it's not an easy system, because your opposition go manipulate the system for kind of power, then break all the rules if you don't respect the rule of law for turn on you. So how do you guard against that? Like, I don't forget what I say, democracy might be a terrible system of government, but you don't know of any other system who better pass that, who better pass them. That is a terrible system, but tell me one way can do better. So it's a tough job. We get to work at it. It's not easy for you to be the president, somebody call you names. Easy for somebody to disagree with you when you get all that authority. That's the reason why the Constitution is important. And that's the reason why we need to have a trustworthy judicial system with people of integrity. Integrity matters. Okay, but if committees are being appointed, just forget a predicted outcome, we are not going anywhere. We can say all this all we want, but they say, Creoman say, if marriage goes sweet, now the bachelor's if you go know. When we get the right set of government, I mean, there are a lot of things we can, there are certain things. You cannot be a leader of a country. You get girlfriend them all over the place. You, as the leader, as the president, moral leadership is important. Spiritual leadership may be important. But you are the father or the mother of the nation. You get for set the bright example. But how many times we not see we lead as them? We don't even get presidents. They were born picking with girlfriend and with a power. So they could not feel say morality is important. Not to image the way for caste. And some of these things where they say even women will be upset with me because there are women who capitalize in going with the politicians them and see that as an opportunity. So I'm sure will be saying, what Mr. Shyllon talk so? You know? There are women who will disagree with me for say, president not forget girlfriend. Minister not forget girlfriend. But when they rush for take all them position there, because when you get all a girlfriend, most of they pay you, where you can afford. Most of them girlfriend, not because you find, I mean, and they keep you, not because what you can able to give them. So we're going back. So, Mr. Jamboria, I don't know if you have something to say, sir, because I just want to go back to this bar association situation. You know,
I just want to make one brief. I just want to make one brief.
Okay.
Now, I think somebody.
I will take a call, then I will turn it over to you.
Try for make you know what you that quote will be making Winston Churchill. Now we talk about democracy.
Okay.
I see this now. Then put in where somebody say the only way somebody can get rich in Africa is by joining politics. That is part of the mentality where they keep we back. Politicians don't get rich, they loot state resources. After they go out of power, most of them come back to poverty.
Mm-hmm.
Wealth is not something you grab cash to make. You don't grab cash to make wealth. There are 10 ways to make wealth. 10. I wish one day we go get program that begin teach people in that. And the first thing for make wealth, you forget trust. And trust goes with integrity. The second thing for make wealth, you for able to look at problems and solve them problems. When you solve a problem, you produce goods and services where they create wealth. Cash now wealth. Wealth is an intangible condition that is sustainable, where they give the individual the ability for live a comfortable life. This is what we need to understand in Africa. Wealth is not about cash. Cash does not exist. Cash is created. Mr. Kabogo agree with that. If you really say a bank worth $1 trillion, that $1 trillion does not exist in the vault. The value created around the activities of producing goods and services now creates a $1 trillion. And most of it is not in cash, it's in assets and other things. We get the wrong ideas now with Mr. Shyllon. Our biggest crisis. If we want salon for change, now left politics aside, now begin think how we change what's in the inside with cranium. Because if even with politicians they do things wrong, that because the people them don't know what's in right. If the people know what's in right, then go tell the politicians, say no, but we'll not take this. Because according to our constitution, chapter 2, it's clear that sovereignty belongs to the people. And one point we need to emphasize always, the Constitution is not made to protect the politicians. It is made to protect the interest of the people. But if the people don't care about knowing what is in the Constitution, then the politicians will misuse and abuse it. Of course, with the judiciary, they have their way of intimidating people to misuse the law. You are not a legally trained person. This is not your domain. But the thing is written in English. How can I not read English and understand it? Right? Especially someone like me who is trained and certified in the English language. I read a sentence, I don't read only the words, I read also the deep semantic meaning. So, tell me about your ability to interpret the law. Interpretation begins with the semantics. Then we look at the cultural and other implications applied. You see, we get a lot of things wrong. You cannot make wealth except if you don't need politics to make wealth, honestly. And as a matter of fact, I'm not a poor man. I may not be a billionaire, but I'm not a poor man. Because I have what makes wealth, and that is knowledge. Sulaiman, had knowledge, then he had everything. Religion self tell we that. Say, go in search of knowledge, and then you shall have everything. If you consider yourself poor, you will remain poor. But if you consider yourself intelligent enough to be able to make wealth, you'll make wealth. The condition that you have a market for your good or service. That is why you need people. You need people. Sierra Leone is poor because our politics is exclusive, not inclusive. We kick people out because they don't belong to our political party, but we want the nation to develop. It doesn't work that way. Go ahead, sir. Now we discuss this till I not deviate the
No
topic
problem.
from which you.
No. Let me take a call, then I go deal with that. Hello, caller. Please state your position.
Yes, Nami again for the Mustafa.
All right,
The
Mr.
second
Mustafa,
point
go
will
ahead.
be again about the bar association now, because a lot of people they are with the opinion that it will be a do or die for the government because this they are going to review the constitution. They then don't start that process. The thing we don't they cry about for so long. Now we the one can review them, then for one hold somewhere where they will not be challenged by anybody. Because if collectively the bar association makes a point, then sometimes even though the court might not they don't challenge one issue before that court committee rules of court committee during the commissions of inquiry, they not make a decision until today. But at least there was a case in the court that they did it. But this one, they not go want just know we then go do the wrong things because this 7 year would then they report say the government go want do they may more likely they want then go want expunge again the constituency, they want out the PR, so it make the nuggets people the way they challenge them, say this cannot be the right thing to do. So this is the reason why you think say why some of us think say they want to get the bar association in their pocket. They already had the bar association in the last two administrations, but it doesn't matter because now it matters most because the one can do something very important for them. So as Mr. Shyllon say, normally the constitution for day for reduce the powers of government or for make the people get more say or more freedom. But no, then one again for put things then they inside that constitution we could be say then go be comfortable. Because now I dey talk this where I don't hear about all the cases will go happen the cases will go happen at Kenima. They say even way can Ben Kelfala, if I call him well, then say them nominate another person then they ignore him. Somebody second time they ignore that person. They wait inside the hall. Within the so-called elected PRC, he say the man turned down the nomination. Now the man, I don't hear from his voice, he himself who he talks. No, he not turn him down. He want contest. So normally we two people they nominate two people there has to be a contest. No, they don't make a contest this time around. Ben Kefala, he just take over. So that is how it happened. So you will see now the pauper mentality again by the bar association. So even they say the agenda for don't start the thing for don't start 1 o'clock because they say 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock now registration. So how you go vote 12 o'clock where they not finish it to registration? So if they say if you want amend the agenda which is possible in their laws, well you get the agenda again for start. You know start now 1 o'clock if you don't start, but then 12 o'clock they start voting. So because they know say something has happened, they don't block the traffic. I don't know, Mr. Kabo been talking about but he mentioned say they say not gentle, but so far from the argument the wire they not confirm if not gentle. That's just a supposition. Say now gentle, then get that truck we go broke down on the way. But it broke down on the bridge so that motorcar they not they pass. So then we get the news say the people them they're stranded. So then just make them quick, make them quick vote. So they not discuss any other thing than voting. They went straight to voting. And so inside that voting now they accidentally back the other man and can't meet them by that voting process. Now they defect for them about who that don't amend the agenda and how the thing for them they know but when Califala say let them vote now. Now they the problem all day. So you can see now why they wanted this thing desperately. They want for make somebody did we no go challenge them at all. If them do the worst things them inside the constitution, they put inside they not go get challenged. So this is not the reason. This is why the government wants the bar association presidency. Even today, then deep and that talk day, you see somebody shamelessly they defend something where most of the people they don't come out say no, Uchi would do not correct. But I'm telling you again, they not go reverse that day because they don't get Uchi they want. And they can just like the general elections, the way happen, this is going to be the same way. So now that everyone Gigi as my last point. Thank you very much, guys.
You're quite welcome. Well, there are two ways you can look at it. One way is if not the way that they with it. Well, first of all, the one that we wish for use fake ballots. The one where they will wish for make somebody win an election according to the will of the people. I would like to challenge that person. I like that person they call this show or any show and tell me the redeeming values or the good aspect of such a practice. How is that going to help a nation? Because when I try for rig a system so it will benefit a few, una don't go that dog call say una don't go way out of the way from the normal way of doing things for the good of the country. This is not for just benefit a few. Because everything you do, you therefore ask yourself, why is that good for the country? If we do it this way, if we make laws where only benefit certain people, if we make laws where only and give the president all the power, the president is not a man. So when you get all that power there, why you not go use them when you need them for? We see in America right now. Right now, the founding fathers in this country will be the things say, oh, they were geniuses, which they were. It turned out that they left a lot of areas they never ever cover. You see, when they say, well, we're not to put too much restriction by the president because once you don't attain that level there are a lot of things you don't go think for do. So we're not even putting it for pass so many rules. Now, Mr. Trump come and say, shame on you. We're not going to say, me, I go be born one day. What? Me go do everything. Once the law no restricts me, I go do it. And that would affect for now. Okay? So Why is it important that we pass laws? Elect now you party in a power. Because laws are for everybody, not for one person. No, if you're an SLPP person, you can't blindly say every two President Bio does is right or anything you do correct. There's no way it's not possible. There are certain things that will affect you economically. It will affect your Pekin. It will affect your constituents. I mean, so I don't understand that level of thinking. Now, the brother, somebody sent in a comment, say, oh, Africa, I'm not saying a sarcastic remark, Mina, the way we put them, I believe, that, oh, Africa, the quickest way for get rich, now for go into politics. Well, of course, a lot of people, in fact, like I said, 99% of our brothers and sisters that really go into politics, now the sole motivation around it. It's a quick way to enhance your standard of living. So the person say is the only way, but it is not the only way. But one the way they go do them, then things say that the only way then. Because I have rich people in our country and other people that will not go into politics one day, they are filthy rich. Very rich. In fact, more richer than the politicians then. All the Lebanese people in way with politicians, they go hand in hand with this and that, we get money. They're not going to politics alone. How do they become rich? Okay, now because this
That's the question. That's the question, Mr. Shyllon. There are people in Sierra Leone who don't go close to politics, but they are very rich. They are even richer than the state.
Oh yeah,
There are
indeed.
people in Sierra Leone richer than the state. But Sierra Leoneans don't know that. And these people are not Sierra Leoneans.
Look, and I always...
With mentality, nine our problem.
Somebody said to me the other day, oh, in fact, when somebody, okay, I get it. I don't want to keep a caller on the line too long. Let me take this call. Hello, caller. Please state your position and tell who side you call from.
Mr. Shyllon, the call from Anchorage, Alaska.
Okay, welcome. I hope the weather is pretty good over there.
Now somehow, but still 40 degrees, but for we are Iwam. So.
40 degrees.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm glad I'm not in Alaska because I don't know if I go handle that.
Well, during the winter, they're minus 10, minus 20, minus 30 degrees. So, yeah.
I hear that. So, God bless you.
Tell this caller that I'm in the colder place of Norway.
Oh, no, yeah, exactly. Similar temperature. I also hear it saying that Norway during the summertime, I can only get like 5 hours of night and then the rest are daylight.
Some places don't even have night at all. Places very close to the North Pole.
Like
for 3 months it's light.
Yeah,
and in winter, for 3 months it's darkness.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. Same thing, yeah. So when I thank you. So my question today, though, Mr. Jamboria, Mr. Shyllon, is for all the policemen the world don't get in Africa and a salon, how would I be able to reach them from the best to the worst? I know say they all get problem. The same way in the rule, everybody have their own flaws. But I want to rate them leaders here from bad to worse. Would not the worst president we Salon don't ever see, based on human rights, based on tribalism, based on the economy, based on other things, way they make a country go forward. For example, I already say the same way will not be the go school. They say Salon probably are the best place in Africa where everybody be the go for go educate, for go gain education.
Yes,
and I also
that's a fact. That's a fact. Not only coming to educate in Sierra Leone, but the university in Sierra Leone we are amongst the 10 best in the world.
Yes. So from best to worse or from worse to better. Wouldn't that the worst president we don't ever see in that country? We be say every day you turn up the news, if there is something negative, they go on. So now my question,
I
Andy.
think that's a rhetorical question, Mister. The worst president is the one seated right now.
Well, I'm not willing to rate them because not to that we not the, I think we could give people enough information as far as I'm concerned, make them make an assessment. And one of the difficulty why it's difficult for reach them, because they come at different time. So like you were the talk, so I don't know how old you be. Okay. So what Sir Albert may have done, who did not be prime minister, okay, he was prime minister for much time. Then Sir Milton, be prime minister for much, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 years.
How much should I do?
About 2.
From 1953 up to
Okay.
1964.
No, the talk from independence. From
Is it like
independence.
a lot of tension then telling they will not be to grow up in a way that even when freedom of speech not been there, and the country how it is economically, we will not grow up. Because the education now they are not going to even talk, because from the way how they talk, you will sound there no regime no in that country where educate rich in our own time. Then they will definitely.
And I would say that. That's sure.
To assist you with caller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to assist you with one thing. We have always been blaming the politicians, but let us look at us, the intellectuals. Intellectuals have a lot to do to influence state policy and to influence political thinking. If we want to talk about the worst period in Sierra Leone, now the intellectuals of 1960 up to 1980. That's my class. We are the people who destroyed Sierra Leone because we're greedy and selfish. And 30 days, some of them, they pass with greed and selfishness. Alpha Khan, Victor Fo, Abbas Bundu, they all belong to that class.
Yep. Yeah.
Our class destroys Sierra Leone. Now we assist the political minority for destroy the country. And we see them up till now, some of them are engaged in that process. One thing we're very acute about Sierra Leone, the young generation, we don't destroy their psyche completely. Now the only reason you make like me, they can have social media for talk. I know they can have for talk politics.
Waiting on advice to we the young generation. What do we need to do in order for we for able for actually lift that country up?
First and foremost, we need to find out on our identity. Sierra Leone has lost its identity. For that reason, I don't take up a research for go into we anthropology and we history for find out what's in common about we. If you know say you name Kamara or Kaba or Conte, but they talk Timney, then you hear either Kamara, Kaba or Conte, they talk Mende. If we're able to say this person, we get a DNA connection. The minute you identify somebody as being a relative, you don't begin develop empathy. And from that stage, that hate, where they go around now, this na SLPP, this na APC, this na Mende, this na Timney, they begin disappear. Sierra Leone cannot be rebuilt overnight. Don't forget that. Anybody who they tell you say when new governments come, things they change, tell and say a pipe dream. It's going to get worse until we change what's in the inside we hate. It's going to get worse. So that's what the young generation is challenged with. And some of us are ready to be there to advise, to mentor, and to coach. It's not about me. It's not about me seeking recognition. It's about me wanting to leave a legacy of peace and stability for the place I call my motherland.
I also, I'm sorry, Mr. Jamboria, Lano, interrupt you. Let me let you finish.
I don't know. I'm finished.
I also want to answer the young man in question. See, the young man in question, where you say, what is so different from we on time? And then the answer we give about even people of years back are still in the system, bringing the system down. The little women know about politics, government, and political science. Good leadership is a matter of accident. There is no way a good leader had to be trained. A good leader has to be born. And there will come a time, I mean, you can read all the books in the world, you can get all the knowledge. They're not going to make you a good leader. When people may run for this particular way, we will get this doctor, way the third party, people in figure say, oh, I work for United Nations, you do this, you do that. No. When I left for fall for them in there. When a good leader comes, when I go, no.
Working for divided nation.
When a good leader comes, when I go, no. How you know a good leader?
When they say this man a doctor, everybody go crazy.
Exactly. When a good leader comes, we go, no. You know why? A good leader, you go see the sign by in pronouncements, by in willingness for sacrifice himself for others. We see him Dr. Martin Luther King. We see him Mandela. We see him, even if we go way back, Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad. They're willing for take whatever comes may, because then see something wrong with humanity and society and then say, we can't sit idly by. So there will come a time, a good leader will come, and he's going to be very young, because not only we all like middle age, a good leader then they come, but now waiting the command and have good leader, that young man they much. It go turn like somebody where now 90-year-old man, now that wisdom they go get. When Obama come, none of we ever expect
what are the difference between rankonomics and paupernomics now? Which would at least economically they do well. Rankonomics during a time and then paupernomics now.
Now, if we can do a simple mathematical calculation, rankonomics plus paupernomics don't look equal to labelonomics.
You know, so good leader is coming. Good leader is coming for sure.
A good leader will come, but we have to lay the foundation for that good leader.
You know what your best salon will change. Salon will change. We say
when
people
don't come,
but we have to lay the foundation.
You see? So this is the thing. So we get you see, look, we don't mess up very good generations then. You take like Ben Kelfala, a young man. Those were the potential leaders. He's completely compromised. There is no hope with somebody like that. You get Dr. Senge, well-educated, a man way in profession called for really helping mankind and humanity. He's been compromised. Now he's a politician. The prosthesis way land will be for be a good industry, not only in Australia, but for West Africa and maybe in the world, and train a lot of young people then, and try to help the disabled. Not a priority that anymore. So this is how we compromise the young talent them. Because why? We, when are the older one, them, will not teach them ethics. We talk about them lawyer there. Every law school in Sierra Leone forget we now ethics is mandatory. We take 12 hours of continuing education every year. And we must.
Do they have it as a course in Sierra Leone, if I may ask?
I don't even know if professional ethics is a course. I don't even know if it is a course, it should be a required course. And it should be taught by somebody with integrity, not to just somebody who get a degree. Now, possible for knowing background, why they teach professional ethics, what they experience, what you don't manage, what you don't entrust, what you don't put away, where it come out well. Because if you just give the person the thing for teach professional ethics, he is not going to impart the necessary standard way needed for such a profession. But you see, we back home, paper, experience no matter. And the other disservice we do to our country, we know they try for bring in talent. Now among we self, among Sierra Leoneans, see this confusion will take place in Kenema already, they don't appoint committee. For me, this calls for an outsider.
An impartial investigation.
The General Legal Council they already set some kind of a investigative committee. If I have anything to do with it, get independent people and from outside that body there, because they all get connections. They get political leanings. In fact, just before I run out of time, when I read the General Legal Council, they complain as to what they want to investigate. They are talking about violation of professional conduct, misbehavior, and violation of this, violation of that, dishonorable conduct, which is not what the problem is. What happened at Kenema? What happened at Kenema, now the position taken by the things the way the Institute for Legal Research and Advocacy for Justice put out. That's now the most important thing, not to which in the General Legal Council they talk about conduct. Because if we want to go into the conduct of the lawyers, then we'll forget into factual situation. I mean, is it fair for a lawyer for react? If we say go vote, then shoot tear gas? Should he just be a gentleman and cough and sneeze and accommodate? If he say in vote is being misdirected, they didn't have a right to protest. When you see an open display of deceptive practices. Okay.
Mr. Shyllon.
Yes, sir.
Based on what you discuss now about the notice from the legal counsel.
Yeah.
As a lawyer, I want to ask you just one simple question.
Okay.
Is provocation admissible in the law?
Yes, it is.
If you provoke a situation, the outcome results in anything grievous. Is that arguable in law that because somebody provoked this thing, this is what caused this?
It is what you call factors in mitigation. Even if you not get the right for react violently, it will be taken into account in mitigation of the crime where you commit. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
You see?
Yes, because what you make they ask this question, looking at the notice coming from the legal counsel, it seems as if they've already made a conclusion that we have to punish people. They are not investigating, they are punishing.
Precisely.
Without
That's what it
taking
looks
into consideration that several factors provoked what happened. And some persons of high eminence were involved in creating those factors.
Precisely. So you
This,
can already
this is how
see.
impunity. This is how impunity is technically used in Sierra Leone, will make our society broken. And
Yeah,
this is why I always say the intellectuals are responsible for everything that is wrong in Sierra Leone.
I agree with you. The direction in which the legal counsel they go right now, you can see, you can foresee,
It's bias.
and again in
It's
law,
bias.
there's a thing called foreseeability. Okay,
Yes.
you can see ahead for say the conclusion of the legal counsel is not going to touch a Ben Kelfala. But going to that direction, they go. Now for fence
If
scapegoats.
Kelfala and in team will conduct the
Yeah,
election, and
yeah,
then
yeah.
provoke what happen.
Now they provoke and they are the cause. They are the instigators. Okay?
Yes.
Now they behave unprofessionally. Now if any punishment, now him and in team deserve them. But this
Once
is
you get
not
the
what I
greatest, that
see.
don't mean say the other one them, they're not for punish them all. But if you
Exactly.
get the greatest punishment,
But this is what you see by the legal counsel and stuff now, because if they were serious about getting to the root cause, they will be talking about what in the Institute for Legal Research Advocacy for Justice mentioned. Then talk about an agenda manipulation, which Ben Kelfala and others did. Then talk about obstruction and intimidation, which was what happened. Then talk about undue influence, which is what happened. They talk of politicization, which is what happened. You know,
politicization of the process.
yeah. They talk about the election being sham. Now the legal counsel is not talking about any of that. They are just talking about certain lawyers and conduct. You
Because
see
the
the
legal
problem?
counsel is looking at how to use impunity. It's not about mitigating a situation so that it will not repeat itself. It's about how to use impunity to quiet certain people.
And how to oppress people from reacting when they've been unduly taken advantage of. Basically, that's what it boils down to.
Yes. And
You see?
I will tell you something. What Fode Musa said just now, now a process where they build with towards something. And I want to make you connect with the speech of the president. State capture
Ah,
has been taking place since 2018. Now we don't reach the stage where they want to go the next level of state capture. So
well,
change the constitution and make sure say the constitution there in their favor. So what's not the first thing they do? Now the bar association they don't put under control. The next thing that he go do, he go team up the talk, could out bullet, he go meet bullet. Intimidation, mind control, and fear mechanisms. You see, the
I,
best thing that we have in the president that we have in Sierra Leone, he understands how to use the military tactic of command and control.
I would say how to misuse. We're going to misuse that one day.
And he's
But go
using
ahead.
it in his favor. He's
Yes?
using it in his favor. Why is misusing the state? But one thing he is failing to understand, there are natural laws. For
Precisely.
every action, there is going to be a reaction. If even the reaction does not affect him, it will affect generations connected with him. Even religion tell we say, the sins of the father shall visit 4 generations. So if he has consideration for his posterity, when he would have been dead and gone, because all of us are going to die one day. Let him kill as much people as he able kill, then they go wait for him next one. The day they die, then they get a good dirty bit, say what he make you been killed with. You don't know that. Then they wait for him. If you get that realization, say I have to die one day, and I will leave my children here on earth. You therefore sit down and do a lot of introspection and pipe down on the rhetorics and the actions. Because you cannot go against nature. There are laws of nature that we cannot go against. I don't care how old you be. If you offend, then laws then they come for you. The best judge and law is nature. That law of cause effect, where the Eastern people they call karma. Even in science, Isaac Newton talk about the law of reaction. It's a natural law. And anybody will get integrity, they work with the natural laws. Ethics operates on natural laws. But in Sierra Leone, I don't know whether they educate or they learn book. Because when you're educated, you understand these things. When you learn book, you know they understand them things here. The highest occupation in the land where the ethical standards, the ability for maintain sanity. Now I don't go now to the dogs. Then go eat fat, then scatter. Now legal counsel want for bully a set of people. And I'll tell you, I'll make a prediction. A greater percentage of those people that are going to be punished will be those that are seen as coming from the APC wing. And that is not going to solve any problem. It's going to create a deep problem.
Of course. Of course.
It's going to create a deeper problem. So what we see happening in Sierra Leone, may God help Sierra Leone, because these guys, they are galvanizing our country towards a crisis that is bigger than what happened in that 10-year war. People don't feel that the last day forever. People don't feel say things are going to be this way forever. There's definitely going to be a reaction. And when that time comes, they will be on the losing end. Because everything lasts for a period and for a reason. It's a natural fact. Everything lasts for a period and for a reason. There is time for every purpose under the sun. That time will end. You may not be here, but your generations yet unborn will suffer that. Some people are suffering what their fathers and forefathers did today. But we are so blind, we don't see, we don't learn from history. They call technical, sir.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
There's a caller waiting to.
Hello, caller. Go ahead. Yes, we do have time. Please go ahead. Caller.
Okay, now
Yes.
me they call from Alaska again.
Okay. Welcome back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the last question is, what I want to advise to the current president about this protest issue where it can take very personal. Say if somebody protests against the bullet to bullet and stuff like that. And because I know a lot of people, the way they protest against us so now, most of them vote for them. Most of them vote for them. So what I want to advise to the president, say it's okay for people to protest. It's okay for people to cause. This is how it is in public office. What I want to advise actually for tell the president, say it's okay, for let people to protest without nobody die. I mean, last question.
The president not feel threatened if people in protest. Now he get the power to protest. Not go pull a hand up. The only thing protest go show say it go get an idea for say people are not pleased with him. But me not feel say if or be threatened by that. So for go beyond that and come up with intimidation and start talking about bullets, the president for be more circumspect, more careful, watching the common much as president. See, the thing about being president, the president not to like we, not to like me or you. That unique position that he holds. That position, you get to think, you get to be thoughtful before you say anything. Me, not a president, I can say anything. Even some minister where they call, where they say that before my minister at APC because he says something, then police then call and say, we want to talk. He can say that. He not a president, he not get to be too careful. If he make a threatening remarks that calls for violence, there are laws will govern that.
But Ben Kelfala did make the same statement when he was not yet in public office.
I know. You see? So
Was he threatened by the police? I don't think so.
But these are the things. So the trouble what we see in Sierra Leone, we governments, they're not willing for abide by the very law when them for lead the rest of we for abide by. The government cannot say we are above the law. Parliament can say, okay, we'll pass law now for una them fontuba. Not for we, not for parliamentarian, not for the president. You know, when you see minister, I know, but some of us don't see them minister then they. Current ministers then. When they say openly, then they on video. If you don't like what you do, will kill you. Then they give cutthroat sign. That is irresponsible. A president not for keep a certain minister in cabinet the next day for go. Because befit the position we hold. That kind of a mentality there, a minister not forget him. What you talk to will kill somebody if they not go along, a minister. And then this thing about watching give the president the power. I mean, not to the president, a minister for even talk like that. How you, if other than illegal killing, how you go kill the person because he disagree with you? But we don't see ministers them. I can name 2, 3. When they on video, we make them outlandish statements then they. Such a person, the
reason why I ask this question, there's a rumor where they spread is one of the protests that where they be killed from that generator protest Namakini. They say in Pekin, one day where he get Pekin way left. They say even where born that Pekin day, Namada in namesake. One of the protests that where they kill Namakini for that generator. One of the protests in namesake in Pekin way left. Namada in namesake. The president don't even know this.
Well, that's what happens. When you don't get the right advice and when you don't get
this scholar, he asked a very important question. What do we go advise the president? If he's listening, I'm advising him to take time out. Let do a whole day of quiet introspection. Let look back in a lifetime, forward to side don't reach. Then let look forward in the lifetime of him picking them. They look how much money he don't get there. If he feels say that money, they will take care of him picking them until thy kingdom come. If that money cannot, and you are creating a situation where when you are dead and gone, people will not like to see your children. Think twice, Julius Madabio. Think twice. You are not only passing here for yourself. We pass here for a purpose. And part of the purpose is for us to leave our inheritance here. Our children will be our children, and they will be our children. If you destroy them, you will be an uneasy soul after death. Sit and think about that, Julius Madabio. Life is not all about wealth and power. It's not. After us, all the wealth they fought for, the day we die, now one close and they put by, then go put you in a hole. All that money they left now. Somebody tell me a story, say, one man may get boku money, he sold the money in a mattress. He tell you if say we die, let them bury out the money, the wife say okay. The day the man die, the woman sign one blank check, he put up on the coffee, he say go with this.
Just in case,
Yes.
Just in case they
Yeah,
want to run you.
Again,
one time I want to add something
idiot,
else.
go and rot with the paper.
Mhm.
When you are a leader, part of being a leader, you forget magnanimity. And magnanimity for make you able to consider. Say, where I am now, I am not the only person who can be here, but if I'm fortunate to be here, let me be the human being so that others will live to say, there once sat a man who did this, that did good for us. This is what our politicians don't have in Africa, let alone Sierra Leone. It's all about me.
Because we
West
will see
Africa, they
upon we and
suffer today.
Nigeria waiting for the protest. They buy water, get them to then supply them water. So the president for take
Make
the
a
same
condition,
approach.
let the people and get water, we're safe.
Yeah,
If the people and for they suffer for buy water, respect of
yeah.
the leadership, assisting humanity to be better. But if you come for assist humanity for suffer more, remember, your generations yet unborn, they will pay for that. Because for
And when I
everything you
also
do
to say
to
some of
people
the
in this
leaders them,
earth, they will
if they
do it
mental
back to you.
breakdown, maybe they need for evaluate them and see if they're mentally stable. Because I don't think the leader they make mistake repeatedly over and over and over. When I know people then will leader need for go through psychological test for make sure they're okay.
I do agree with you 100%, my brother. I do agree with you. There is some trauma problem with leaders them we will not know. There is some trauma problem. They need to go for clinical tests. Let us see. We all traumatized, but then it was.
And last but not least, one thing I want to bring up, because they will not get the opportunity to bring it up again, because there is so much happening. Now, the massive women protest will take place the day after this confusion within lawyer thing at Kenema. Again, people are welcome to the show. Please tell me what did that do for Kenema? What did that do for the country? What did that do for the people?
Put them in the news.
The poor people then. The ordinary
They
people are
put
mostly,
them in the news, that's all. For the
these
wrong
are mostly
reason.
very poor women them. We can't demonstrate for whatever reason, may not see how we help the Kenema economy. Most of them people who only see where they demonstrate, they not add anything to the economy. The people them, we can't wait for add something to the economy. Now then, some selfish people and try for shaft, so they not for enter Kenema. Now, that massive protest that will take place on a Sunday, such a protest to take place at that time of day only if you not get respect for the law, because it should not happen. It should not happen, and it should not have happened. There are laws in Sierra Leone against that. I grew up blind. You know, the poor secret society during the day for interfere with people and peaceful enjoyment, of movement. There are laws against lynching in
So
there.
many people know that.
You see? So, I mean, you are not in power for this break the law or upset the law. And waiting that the thing is, okay, that massive demonstration that take place, but what good did it do for the people, the poor people them, who are mostly the one that were demonstrating and say they come from Kailaun and come from what the poor women in there at the end of the day, what do they get back in return? How does that improve their life? We get for stop for take undue advantage of the people that like that. It's not fair. It's wrong. Now, misuse of the people, the illiteracy, the poverty. This is not right. You see, get them for demonstrate. I mean, if you're a good leader, you go get that kind of demonstration day spontaneously. You're not going to organize them. People will love you. You know, we don't see countries who say get it Dr. Martin Luther King, who say get it Mandela, who say get it Barack Obama, where they go, they're not able, they're able to control crowd. Because watching the commander, the much people want for Yeri. You know? But so me just to say, again, the power not meant to be broken. The government, not the custodian of we laws. But what if they try for break
But
them,
they are
for
broken
no
the laws.
convenience, in a matter of time? You know, it's not serving everybody, not even the people who can demonstrate. But to me, I see it as just taking undue advantage of the people in poverty, the economic situation, you know. Those people probably could have been doing a whole lot better for themselves. On a Sunday, you know, people have to be forced to be in their homes because you say we get some secret society. Long time ago, since before independence, and they prohibit that practice there. If it happened first time, you know. So I mean, so again, if we all love Sierra Leone, whether you born in a Kenema district, whether you're in a Mindeman, whether you're in a SLPP, you get to see wrong when wrong appear before you. This was just wrong. We cannot condone them behavior that they expect other people with whom you not get the same idea for comply or with that kind of power. In fact, this thing about with that kind of power, with that not kind of power, if we make the law fair, we respect them, we don't have to worry about who is in power, who is not in power. You know? So all the here, me just say, let we rise above this party thing. And I'm disappointed in the sense that, well, you see, APC they push just as hard for Tripartite as SAPP. Knowing full well, somebody need to prove me wrong. It's not going to do anything for we because we get serious problem constitutionally in the country. We get for restructure or political foundation. It need a lot of restructuring, you know. But if we're not even address that.
The only thing the tripartites may recommend that may make sense, i.e., if we are ready to implement it properly, is that we should have an interim government where they take from all the political parties, but not including the present active players in politics. Then give them a period, say, okay, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, una look at the constitution for make them suitable for the people, but do it in consultation with the people of Sierra Leone. Don't just go and form committee of so-called educated people. Let them write the same trash to go and give to the people. Then look at the electoral law. Then we look at ways we'll go make census more efficient. For God's sake, in the 21st century, we don't need to be conducting census. I have lived 20 years in Norway since I came here. There had never been a census. From the day I come, they register me, then give me my social security number. Anytime they move, I get a place where they go on the internet, say they move from this place to this place. They then change my address automatic. The longest way they take for changing my address now 1 week. They change it automatic. So everything comes to my address. People try grow in Sierra Leone. We don't grow. We don't grow because our mentality is moribund. You go the whole town to ransom for Bondo society. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? The society gets enrolled in a society. Yes, we agree. As a matter of fact, some of the people now involved in that ceremony don't even understand the role of the Bondo society in society. It's a school for women to learn home economics and other things. Go to school for take people them, for all other people their rights to ransom. Una disrupt the whole tongue, take people from Kailang, take people, all those people you brought, you have destroyed their day's economy. And Sierra Leone is a country wherein, still as we speak, over 60% of the people are not in the banking economy. They live on subsistence. If una they go disrupt them because una feel say now una get power. Una give their shobi, can cook big aujo for making them can dance for you not productive. Who is fooling who? Do you think you would achieve by that, Fatima Bio? You think you'll become president in Sierra Leone by doing that? If that's your agenda, forget it. That's pipe dream. Honest to God. The pipe dream you get. So we call you so-called alpha man because you believe in those trash. They all come. Let's see if you will ever be president in Sierra Leone. The very people in the SLPP now then get for deal with you. They will never allow that. We get for begin thinking in Sierra Leone. We get for begin think. And I will say this without any evil intent. If we don't think now, begin to think now, if we allow this condition to continue like this, life now until where they go in cumulative proportion, how waves they travel. The longer they go, the more momentum they develop. If we continue down this path, there is going to be a disaster in Sierra Leone where every Sierra Leonean they regret. We talk that, hey, God not agree. God has nothing to do with our stupidity. He gave us the power to think. Now begin learn that. Because it's one thing where they take full myself. Now I make 60 years plus with a plan Rotorata na salon. Rotorata now the plan. Hey, God not agree. God mark this. God not agree. God mark this. You have to do it. Because your faith without work, without action is dead faith. It's dead. If God be one for they do everything for we, he not be for give we the power for thinking, before make we as zombies so he go control we. But when he give we the power for think and for make we learn for behave and behave proper, not to for misbehave. Sierra Leoneans, we are on the brink of a disaster. Begin to think. We can reverse it. We can use peaceful means to reverse all this. But put aside your egos. If you don't, whatever comes to you, we were waiting to say, have my sympathy. Some of us are waiting. That's why we are not keeping quiet. Not to politics at the talk. And not join party in a salon, and not mix from party. Try don't think. If you not think, until the hala and goes to reach to lawyers, at the highest level, lot of discordant behavior, now they would reach through. After that, expect a cataclysm. I'm done for today.
Mr. Jamboria, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate it. There's always a lot to say. I got so much more to I could say, but we're out of time. We greatly appreciate the audience, the one who called, the one who send in comments, and we thank you very much. Like I always let people know, on a short moment, you're always available to come and join us in spreading some of our ideas, some of the ideas that you get, and educatory to an extent. So we thank you very much. So to the audience, thanks for listening. Until next week, same time, tata or tata. We'll talk next week. Bye-bye.